Welcome to the Women's Motorsports Network podcast, the show that puts the spotlight on the incredible women who fuel the world of motorsports. From drivers to crew members, engineers to fans, and everyone in between, we're here to celebrate the trailblazers, dreamers, and doers shaping the sport we love. Each episode, we share inspiring stories of females of all ages from every corner of the motorsports universe, past, present, and future. It's a journey through the seasons of life filled with heartfelt moments, laughter, and a whole lot of horsepower. So, whether you're a lifelong fan, a racer yourself, or simply curious about the extraordinary women behind the wheel, settle in, relax, and enjoy a fun and uplifting ride with us. This is the Women's Motorsports Network podcast, connecting and celebrating women in motorsports, one story at a time. Let's hit the track.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or trade the stuff that strokes your engine, anything from truck parts to classic and muscle cars, RVs to hot rods, and everything in between, then check out our official classifieds at racingjunk.com. Racingjunk.com is the world's #1 online racing and performance marketplace, the ultimate one-stop shop where you'll find what you need to rock your ride. If it belongs in your garage, it's for sale on racingjunk.com. Log on to racingjunk.com to find the gear you're looking for, sell your extra stuff, keep up on racing news and tech tips, and more. Again, that's racingjunk.com. Promoting a track takes heart, and now showing appreciation can be just as easy. With send-out cards, you can thank sponsors, volunteers, drivers, and fans with personalized digital cards sent right from your phone or laptop. Add a photo, write a message, and hit send. It's that simple. Unlimited sends for just $10 a month. Go to sendoutcards.com/53240. That's sendoutcards.com/53240 because gratitude builds great tracks.
Hello, everyone. This is Melinda Russell with the Women's Motorsports Network podcast. And my guest today is Karyl Bell. Karyl, I want to welcome you to the show. And first of all, what I always ask my guests is to tell us a little bit about yourself so we can get to know you better. So tell me about your family, your pets, whatever you want to share.
Well, first off, thank you for having me. It is a great honor to be able to share the stories, share backgrounds, and just get whatever information out there, especially about women in motorsports. So my name is Karyl. I live in upstate New York. My home track is Lebanon Valley Dragway. I've been there basically since I was born. My mother is the assistant track manager there. My father races and works there. My sister used to race and now has 2 little kids of her own who will eventually grow up to be junior racers. And my boyfriend also races along with us. So it's just like a really, and so does his family actually. So it's just like a really big family community that I've been really happy to and get involved with. And my 2 cats, Keiko and Grapes. Keiko is a small one. She's 6 pounds and Grapes is 14 pounds. He's massive.
Yeah.
And I was going to say they're crawling around my feet currently.
Oh yeah, of course. I have about a 15-pound Shih Tzu dog. So my dog and your cat are about the same size.
Oh, absolutely. And he's like super long. Like when I adopted him, we were like, he's just like a really big cat. No, we swear he like kept coming out and just kept stretching. We're like, are you ever gonna end?
That's cool. I've seen some big cats that that could take on my dog for sure. So no surprise. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
Karyl, thank you for sharing that. Now tell me, you said, everybody's involved at the track. So you started going to the track when you were born, when you were little. Tell me your story.
Yeah, I started to go. I was only a few months old. I was born in the winter. So I was a few months when my parents started to bring me, and my dad was racing and my mom was helping him at the time and also racing or also working there because that's how they met. They met at the track. She was at the top end and my dad comes through, balls blazing, something happened, and that's how they met.
Okay.
And my grandparents used to race as well. So it's been a few generations. Started with my grandparents. My cousin raced juniors until he just decided he no longer wanted to. My dad, and then me and my sister.
Okay.
And currently it's me and my dad left so far. But we have, I have two nieces that one of them is definitely going to do it. Like that is without a doubt. The other one, who knows?
Yeah. There's usually one in the family that kind of, it seems like it's one that carries it on, and then the other one does something completely different, like dance or softball or something else.
Well, the funny part is I actually just purchased a dance studio.
Oh,
so
okay.
That's a whole other life of mine is dance.
Awesome.
So they're both currently in dance, and one's like, whatever I do, she's going to do.
Okay.
And then the older one is more, she's just going to dance or do artsy stuff. She's not really into racing, and that's okay.
Sure it is. That's the crafty one.
Exactly. She'll be doing all of my flyers later on in life.
She'll do your hero cards and the graphics on your car, and that's all important too. So there you go. You got everything covered.
Exactly. So I can't wait to see what they come up with as they grow up. Yeah. But I started at the track really young, and I started in Junior Dragsters at the age of 8. My second year, I was track champion in the junior division, and then it kind of went downhill from there. But that's okay. We live and we learn.
Yeah.
I've won a couple local races. I was actually the runner-up in the inaugural 1.1 million SFG race and the women's race. That was like one of my bigger accomplishments recently that I'm really proud of.
Yeah. So where did you win the track championship when you were young?
Lebanon Valley Dragway.
Okay. All right. That's your home track?
Yeah, I bounced between there and Naperville Dragway in Canada.
Oh, okay. Is it hard to go across the border with your cars?
They're honestly more, at least when we go through, they're more curious to see what is in there than like what we actually have in the trailer. They're like, the one time we had brought my dad's dragster and my dragster, so they were both in there, and they're like, how do you do that? So can we see it? Like they were just more
curious
interested in the engineering of putting things in there than actually like a list of items.
Yeah. That's interesting because, NASCAR just went to Mexico a couple weekends ago. And from the people I know and things I've heard, the logistics of all of that was a nightmare.
Yeah. That I can understand.
Yeah. So interesting. Okay. So that's Junior Dragsters. You moved up to, what are you driving? What class do you drive in now?
So now I'm in our Super Pro bracket program. I also used to have a Nova, and I wrecked that 2 years ago on Father's Day. My mom had actually just gotten out of the hospital 2 days prior from a really big traumatic incident. She came to the track. They were watching. They left and went to go home. And I was later on in the rounds, and something let go, and I don't even know how many times I barrel rolled. All I know is people saw white and then they saw green in the air and they knew it was just like over from there.
Wow.
But I was fine. I had no concussion, no broken bones, just really sore and a couple of bruises. But I was like really thankful like that all the safety equipment had worked. So that car is somewhere, who knows, in a scrapyard somewhere.
Yeah.
So we're building a 71 Pontiac Le Mans.
Okay.
Or 68. I lied. The 71 was the Nova. 68 Le Mans. Currently, and that's a process. It's been 2 years. And that will be in Super Street.
Okay.
So, and my current dragster is, like I said, bracket and super comp.
Okay. All right. So, what do you like the best?
I like it all. I just like seat time. It never seems to fail. Like at one point, I'll be like, yes, I'm all into this bracket racing. I'm doing great. And then it goes downhill. But then when it starts going downhill, it's about the divisional time. And then I do really well. And then when that starts to go downhill, it goes back to bracket.
Yeah.
So like I did really well this weekend in our bracket program. I got to the quarterfinals on this past Sunday. And now this weekend I race tomorrow night at our Night of Fire, which is a bracket program. Saturday, I'll put it in super comp trim and do some testing. Sunday, I'll go back to brackets. And then next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'll be in super comp.
Wow. So you got to be good at both to go back and forth like that. Yeah, for sure.
And like I usually, except for the past couple of years, have run 2 vehicles at like the divisional. Okay. So jumping back and forth for me, like honestly helps my brain. I feel like sometimes when I'm stuck doing one thing,
yeah, you get a little lackadaisical about it.
Yeah, and I feel like I forget something when I know I'm not forgetting something.
Right. That's very cool. And is this something you want to keep doing for a long time? Do you love it?
I do. I definitely love it. And I can like in the winter, it's harder. I get like depressed, but at least like right now with the project car, I can go out and be like, okay, I can see what we're doing. I can continue to do it. And like when it comes to, the summer stuff, it's like I look forward to getting back in the car and taking my brain away from the business aspect of the dance studio and just being like, okay, I need to focus on this. It's like an outlet. And I feel like I'd be lost without it.
Well, and your dance studio, isn't that busier like through the school year, fall to May, you have your recital and then, you may do some summer stuff, but they kind of blend well together, I would think.
Yeah, no, they definitely do because they're on opposite schedules. And then I actually own another business for racing. It's called KB Performance Center, and we're actually a ZAMP dealer.
Okay.
And we do also Lucas Oil products.
All right.
So, and we've gotten into selling some spark plugs, some safety, other safety stuff. We have basically anything you would need to have your 9-second license.
Okay.
It's at the track, at Lebanon Valley Dragway, ready to sell and for you to literally jump.
The business is at the track.
Yeah.
So it's in a building there.
Yeah, it's right in the office area with the merchandise.
Wow.
So you come in, you can look at the merchandise, and if you need something, a quart of oil, or, I need a jacket, I went a little too fast. Helmets. We sell a lot of helmets.
Really?
Neck collars. We even do the ZAMP head and neck restraints for sale.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and because it's there, they don't worry about having to go somewhere to get something. They just know, I can get that at the track when I go to the race.
Exactly. And like a lot of people, it used to be, oh, well, you didn't have this through tech, you can't race.
Yeah.
So it's, you don't have this? Go to the office. They have it for sale.
Yeah.
So we're actually keeping a lot more racers daily
Yeah.
having all of these products there and at their disposal.
Yeah. You know, what a smart idea, because more tracks should do that. I mean, I realize they got to have the manpower of somebody to run it, but you know, you're selling to the choir, as they say, right?
Mhm.
That's
Absolutely.
yeah.
And like the cool thing about like where we have it, it's you get your merchandise right there, you get your payouts right there, and now you have all of your safety equipment at there as well.
Mhm.
And I'm very thankful that like my mom is the office and she does the payouts and everything else. She has office staff that help her. And then of course when I'm not there and I'm out racing, my dad's in there.
Yeah.
Or like in between rounds, like I'll come in and I'll do it. So it's like all in one area.
Yeah.
We're not worried about, okay, well, here's the merchandise. Oh, you have to go over there for
Yeah.
payout. And Wayne literally has recreated this office area to be a multi-purpose.
That's
Really?
great. Other tracks should go look, you know, even if they sub it out to somebody else to run, you know, like they do concessions or whatever. That's still a great idea to have, you know, especially the basic necessities, gloves and things that are easy to forget to take to the track, you know, and you're, you know, 3 hours from home or whatever. So how cool is that?
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
like this year we've been selling stuff that like hasn't been a big item either. A lot of people are looking for open face helmets. Cool.
Really?
We've got them. A lot of people either have holes in their gloves, forget their gloves in another vehicle. So we've been selling gloves like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like last night, one guy doesn't need a fire jacket. He wanted one, so he bought it.
Yeah.
And it's there. They can try it on,
Yeah.
see their size. If we don't have the size and they want it, we order it. And it comes the next week.
Yeah. Wow, Karyl, you're quite the businesswoman for sure.
Trying to keep
Yeah.
myself pretty busy.
There you go. So let's go back. Do you work on your car, or does somebody else help you with it?
My dad and I do all of the maintenance on all of our vehicles.
Okay. Yeah, and that's better. And because then if something goes wrong, you know, or you're driving it, you're like, yeah, this doesn't feel right. Then you're involved and you kind of know, you know, what it is that you need to do to it for sure.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
this is a great question for you because you're super busy. How do you find balance? How do you take care of Karyl?
I make sure to set a specific amount, or I try. Still working on it. During the day, like where I go work out. Or I just do something for me, like I'll go get my nails done. Right now, that is not happening. That's more of a winter thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
working on the race car and nails don't always go together.
no.
Yeah.
So I save that like for a winter thing.
Okay.
You know, but I take some time. I'll go hang out with my nieces. Just do something that I normally wouldn't. I don't want to say wouldn't do, but like that I don't need somebody else to do with me.
Yes.
Like I'm not gonna lie, going to get my oil changed today was my 45 minutes to me.
Yeah.
You know, and like tonight I'll probably go drop my rig off at the track, get ready for a night of fire, depending on what time we do that. I'll probably go to the studio and paint some more.
Okay.
But like
there's always something to do. And
if I didn't need to sleep, I probably wouldn't. There's like that much to do.
Yeah.
And I've created, or I'm trying to create, where it's like 9:30 at night and I stop responding to emails. I stop doing stuff for the dance studio or anything besides for myself, and taking the night to enjoy watching TV, watching a show, going to bed early. Like,
yeah, absolutely. And you have to always remember that, you know, you do have to take time for yourself. You do have to get your rest. And yeah, I don't sleep well. And so, you know, there's times that I'm wide awake at 2 o'clock in the morning. And sometimes I think, well, I should just get up and do whatever because I'm not sleeping. But I normally put a podcast on and put my earphones in, and, they kind of can lull me to sleep. But you have to be conscious of your health and taking care of yourself when you're so busy.
Oh, absolutely. And especially in my past, like I was really sick. I had allergic reaction in 2009. So my body had to like learn how to do things again.
Mm-hmm.
And I can have a day where I'm perfectly great. Nothing hurts. Everything's fine. The next day, I probably walk like I'm 90 years old.
Oh,
Like,
I get it.
hurts. And it's every day. And I don't know what type of day I'm going to wake up to.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still working on and trying my best to figure out what can I do to help prevent or tone back those days
Yeah.
where I'm not overdoing it enough to where I'm debilitating myself for a few days.
I have the same issues, and I'm a lot older than you, but I have a bad back. I had a knee replacement. I'm going to have back surgery again. And so, I still think I'm 40 and not almost 70, because there's times that I just pick up the tub, pick up this, do that. And then I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. So I totally get that. And, the weather has a lot to do with it. I live in Michigan, so there's humidity, and this week we've had 95-degree temperatures. It makes a difference. And you have very similar weather to what we have here in Michigan. You live in New York. So that's all part of it for sure.
Oh yeah, and that's what happened like this weekend. Sunday, it rained in the morning. A storm came through. And Wayne, by all mighty God, we got racing in. We started at noon instead of 9:30, but we got it in.
Yeah.
But it was so humid. We were all like, if the sun was out, we would be dead.
Yeah.
And
then, it's been miserable here for sure.
And moving into Monday and Tuesday, it was just.
We keep sending all that your way,
You really do.
Yeah, we really do. It goes right across the country. So Karyl, every day's not a good day at the racetrack. Unfortunately, when something bad happens, how do you handle that? What do you do? Do you ever think, okay, I'm done, I'm not going to do this anymore? You had that wreck. How do you handle bad days?
The funny part is after my wreck, I handled that better than a race I was at last year, where I literally couldn't do anything right. Couldn't find the freaking finish line. I couldn't hit the tree. Whatever I did, it didn't matter. And at that point, I was like, I'm done. Like, I was so frustrated with myself at that point that I was like, I'm done. And then, of course, my dad's like, no, you ain't. He's like, go in the motorhome, go relax, go for a walk. In 10 minutes, you're going to change your mind.
Yeah.
Of course, guess what I did? 10 minutes later, after I had my little meltdown, I was fine. But I remind myself, not every day is a good day, period. And the fact that I'm still here to live, to talk about my story, to talk about racing, to race, because I almost wasn't able to.
Yeah.
Is a blessing. And I remind myself, like, it's so stupid. I can't get upset over the stupid things. In a moment, I can, but like, have the moment, let it go. Move on. What can we do to be better next time?
Yeah.
Like this past weekend, I couldn't hit the broadside of the barn. Couldn't do it. But I could play the top end like nobody's business. And it was working for me. So I didn't change a thing until it wasn't working for me.
Yeah. Well, and isn't it amazing how today the car is great. You don't do a thing. Tomorrow you're at the same track, you're doing the same thing, and it's terrible. And you're like, okay, what happened? It's air pressure, it's heat, it's all the things. And And sometimes you just throw up your hands and be like, I don't know what else to do. I'm just going to do the best I can and chalk it up to seat time and go from there.
Absolutely. And like I had a conversation with another racer. They're like, we raced yesterday. Car was great. No wrong. Put it away. Bring it out. And like everything was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, we put it away fine. What happened with it
Right.
sitting there?
I know. Happens in every kind of racing there is. I hear it all the time, and I see it when I'm watching racing. You know, they might practice great or qualify great, and then they race terrible, and it's just what it is for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, Karyl, do you think drag racing, motorsports in general, is a good sport for girls to be in? You know, have you ever had any time when you feel like you didn't belong? Can you kind of talk about that?
I do think it's a good sport for girls and women to be in. And yes, you do have to have slightly a thicker skin to be in it, because you're going to come up against, and I'm going to say men, and they're going to look at you and be like, you shouldn't be here. And I had an experience when I was younger in juniors with a professional racer, and I wanted him to sign my helmet. And he was like, you don't race, like you're just a girl, like girls don't race. And back then that was kind of the stigma. And I was like, you want to bet?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And how rude of him.
it was really rude. And honestly, to this day, I still don't like him.
I wouldn't either.
Like, and like, I felt like I had a point to prove. Like, I should be here. I have a right to be here. I put my pants on the same way, you know, everybody else puts their pants on. There is no difference, you know, and like, if you can't handle us putting the helmet on the same way and me being next to you, maybe you shouldn't be in here.
I was just thinking the same thing. Yeah. Because, and I think, you know, it's been a few years since you raced juniors, but I think it's getting better all the time. There's so many little girls that are in juniors now. I mean, any track you go to where there's drag racing, so many little girls. We have US 131 Motorsports Park, real close here to me, and just a great track and facilities. And the first time I went up there back in 2018 to check out, you know, the drag racing, because they have amazing national events and everything. Yeah. I was overwhelmed with how many little girls there were. And that was 7 years ago. It's just getting bigger and bigger all the time.
Oh, absolutely. And I know like our junior program, there's a few girls growing up. Like when I was in it, I think we dominated the guys.
Yeah.
Like that's just how it was. And, you know, a lot of them are still in racing in some capacity, which is amazing. Yeah. And that's what it has to be. You have to invite these people in. And whether they're male, female, whatever, like if we don't have these younger kids, period, there is no sports.
Right. No future.
There is no future. And, you know, where I look around is the junior dragster scene. It's pretty decent.
Yeah, it really is. Those kids are competitive.
Oh, I don't want them to come to Super. They're way too competitive.
No. So, Karyl, on race day, do you have any superstitions, or you always wear the same socks or anything like that? I always go to McDonald's for breakfast, whatever it might be. What is it?
I actually don't. I say I don't. I think like subconsciously I do things like that are superstitious and I just don't realize it. But if I sit in my trailer, I can't do it. So I have to like walk around. I know right before I burn out, you know, as I'm sitting there, I just pray, you know, for everybody to have a safe run. Like I do stuff like that, but like to wear the same socks to like, no, as long as they're tall socks and they go above my ankle, cool.
Okay.
You know, as long as I'm wearing shorts that aren't gonna like fold up, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I usually race in like a tank top, so, but I think what it is like, now that I have to like do things a certain way. Like I won't put I lied. I do have one. I won't put my pants on until like they call the class before us. Because I don't take my pants off the whole day.
Okay.
Because to try to get my pants off it's not fun.
Yeah.
They just kind of stick to you. And I'm like, I'd rather just deal with the heat or deal with the sweat, whatever,
Yeah.
until I'm done instead of getting comfortable.
Yeah. Okay.
So I guess making myself uncomfortable all day would be another one.
Another one. That's cool. Now, how about advice? Has anybody given you like a piece of advice or a quote or something that has stuck with you while you've been racing?
Don't think.
Okay.
That one really stuck with me because I like to think a lot, but then when I start thinking, I think about other things.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as I do my burnout and I back up, I can't think about anything else. It's in my hands, but like, don't overthink it. And then have plans A, B, and C.
Yeah.
Go for A. You're going to know when you leave that line if A is going to work. If that don't work, go to B. You're going to know that by 8th mile if you're running quarter mile. If that ain't going to work, throw the number C, Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Always have multiple plans, but know which plan you're going to target.
Okay. Good advice. Good advice for other people too. What's your favorite race memory from all your time in racing? Could be good, could be bad, could be anything, but it's like, oh, I'll never forget this.
I definitely think it would be my runner-up at US 131 in the SFG 1.1 females race. The fact, like, and it's not even the runner-up, it's just that race in general. I was going against so many big names, and I'm like, like, nobody knows who I am. Like, I'm just having fun. And, like, I was going against an opponent, and he was trying to get my attention, like, by moving in his cage and stuff. And I won. And I come back, and my dad's like, did you even notice what he was doing over there? Nope, not a clue. Didn't even look.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's like, yeah, you are really just. But I'm like, you've always told me, don't pay attention to what they're doing.
Right.
Focus on what you need to do.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
But like just going against so many different racers and racing styles taught me a lot. And like always watch your opponents when you're out or you're waiting, or if they're in a different class. Like we have a top dragster, top sportsman class as well that runs once in a while. Go and watch them.
Mm-hmm.
See their racing habits. Because I pulled into the stage or the water box and I turned my car off because I knew the two in front of me, none of them going first. They sat there for 2 minutes on a burn down.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like knowing your opponents and knowing what they're going to do will also up your game.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
that's definitely one thing from that I learned and I continue to do is I watched, I learned, and I tried.
Yeah. You can learn a lot by just being quiet and observing other drivers, other people, etc. for sure. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So let's talk about social media here before we hang up. How can people follow you and how do you use social media to promote yourself?
I have an Instagram. It's Buckwild198. I also have a Facebook, and it's my name, Karyl, Karyl Bell. I also have a business page for the KB Performance on Facebook.
Okay.
So I use the KB Performance page to do a lot of business stuff. Like if we get new stuff in, or like I sponsored a race at Lebanon and put up flyers, and I use that more for the business stuff. And then my personal accounts are anything from racing, which I'll use TikTok as well. I have a TikTok account that's mainly racing, and I'll take like photos and the videos that my dad graciously takes of every run, and try to make the best content that I can. And then I'll share that to Instagram, which will then share it to Facebook.
Right.
So I try to at least once a week, try twice a week to post something racing related on my personal pages.
All right. So that'll tell me like where you're going to be racing or what you're doing. And you're mostly at Lebanon. So if we find the Lebanon schedule, we'll know, right?
Oh, yeah. So like I'll race Lebanon Friday, Saturday, Sunday this week. Then next week, same thing. I'll be at the divisional at Lebanon Thursday through Sunday. Then Lebanon again. And then Canada.
Okay. All right. Are you coming back to 131 anytime soon, or have you already been there this year?
I haven't come this year. Actually, I haven't gone back since that SFG race.
Okay.
We want to start traveling a little more. So we're hoping next year to be able to go, because I really liked 131. I really loved Darlington. That was a nice track. And just kind of get back to traveling a little more.
All right. Well, if you come to 131, remember to let me know, because that's only about maybe a half hour from me. So straight up 131.
Right.
So, well, Karyl, is there anything we haven't talked about that we should have?
No, I think just if you feel you want to do it, do it. Don't let people tell you you can't do it or that you have limitations. The only limitations you have are what you put on yourself.
Yeah.
And
that's so true.
That's in racing and just in general in life. If you want something, figure it out.
Yeah.
You're going to have rocks and you're going to have boulders and you're going to have to try to make it up that hill. But I feel anybody can do it if you take away your own limitations.
Yeah, that's true. And get out of your own head. That's the thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. For sure.
Don't tell yourself you can't do it or you're not good enough. Because you are. You're only as good as the mentality you put in your own head.
Well, and I like to think that success isn't always about winning. It's about having fun, doing your best. Everybody wants to win, but we know that's not possible. But as long as you're enjoying what you're doing and life can't be all about work. It has to be about things that we love. And that's why we keep going to work. It's a balance. And so, you have to keep doing those things. And if you end up last every time and you're still having fun and you still want to go back the next week, then it doesn't matter what place you take.
Exactly. And it's the thing is like you said, not everybody can win, but what did you do better this time than you did the last time?
Right.
What is the growth? Whether it be this or this.
Exactly. That's great. That's a good thing to remind people about, for sure. Yeah. Well, Karyl, thanks for taking time today to be on the show. I really appreciate that you were here. I love hearing your story and your idea about the store at the track. I think somebody's going to pick up on that idea for sure. So
I hope so.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's a benefit for anybody.
It is. Absolutely. So thanks for being on, and hopefully you'll stay in touch so I can keep track of what you're up to.
Oh, absolutely. I'll definitely keep in touch, and hopefully I'll be able to come out to Michigan at some point soon.
Would love that. Yeah. Awesome. Well, you hang on after I end the recording and I'll get some information. Then we'll go on with our days.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it for this episode of the Women's Motorsports Network podcast. We hope you've been inspired by the stories I shared today and feel more connected to the amazing community of women in motorsports. Remember, whether you're behind the wheel, in the pits, or cheering from the stands, your story matters. And together, we're driving change and celebrating every milestone. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with someone who loves motorsports as much as you do. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram for updates, behind the scenes content, and more incredible stories. So until next time, stay inspired, stay connected, and keep racing through life. This is the Women's Motorsports Network podcast, where every woman's story is worth celebrating.